a Sirikotha bigshot in a goes missing game. His duties delegated to several others. Thalitha to become UNP General Secretary. Prasanna, Lanka campaign hard for Ranil. Eulogies for AKD too. Secretaries to run interim govt. If AKD wins, they get funds from Ranil but work for AKD. SLPP's Chanaka is at a loss. Patali to be SJB Leader after presidential polls. Lashan is freed from mud. AKD follows in JR's footsteps. Sajith goes Wijeweera's way.
The Leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
A Sirikotha bigshot in a goes missing game. The latest from the presidential election front is about SLPP MP Jagath Kumara's entry to the SJB. He gained his seat on the strength of his position as Secretary of the Association of Samurdi Development and Agricultural Research Production Assistance. We will bring you more about the one-time die-hard loyalist of Mahinda and Basil later on. First, it is about the state of affairs at Sirikotha. Leader TV has been bringing to you about the internal rifts in both the SJB and UNP camps. Just yesterday we hinted about a big shot at the UNP headquarters planning a game of his own. The General Secretary of a party is the most responsible position at a national election. Ranil may be an independent candidate, but it is the duty of the UNP to support him to win. It is not a secret that certain UNP big shots are bent on petty personal gains. Some say that is the reason they had failed to elect their leader as the president since 1994. It is also not wrong to say that they amassed wealth for themselves on the pretext of collecting funds for the presidential polls, but they say now that there is no money for the campaign. Ranil has heard about what has happened to the funds collected. The matter of the United National Party General Secretary came up a few weeks ago. Range Bandara went missing all of a sudden. Krishan Theodore was appointed in his place in an acting capacity. A couple of days later, Ranj Bandara returned to Sirikotha. Now again, nothing is heard from him. There is talk that he is to switch his allegiance to Sajith. Even a Tanayaki left Ranil during an election time. Knowing things were not so good, Ranil went to Sirikotha and tasked a few with the General Secretary's duties. Accordingly, Deputy General Secretary Krishantha Theodore, Sirikotha CEO Shamal Senaratne, and Election Operations Chief Ronald Pereira will be stationed at the party headquarters to coordinate with the districts. Others have been told to visit the electorates and start canvassing. Deputy Leader Ruan has been given Gampaha, Chairman Wijeweera got Gale, National Organiser Sagala is in charge of Colombo and Matara, Deputy Leader Akila sent to Kurunegala, National Secretary Ravi K given Colombo and the Northern Province, and Treasurer Farouk will coordinate with the Muslims and look after Mawanella too. Range Bandara has been telling inquirers that he was taking a break as he was unwell. He went missing again after attending the special convention of the party. When Aruna newspaper raised rumours that he is going to join the SJB, he said he will comment later. Last night, Ranil's close friends met him and suggested to appoint Thalitha in his place before he makes his move. In the meantime, Lanza and Prasanna work hard for Ranil with a promise to ensure his victory. Anyway, the UNP is known to be full of lethargic, inquisitive, leg-pulling characters. It is difficult to fathom what will happen if the rumoured crossover does happen. Secretaries to run interim government if AKD wins. Now, what Ranil, Sajith and Namal fear most is not if AKD will win, but what he will do once he wins. The media is giving wide publicity to what he plans to do. According to NPP Executive Committee member Handanetti, soon after AKD becomes the president, Parliament will be dissolved and ministry secretaries will run the caretaker government. He said so at Sirasa TV's Satana political talk show in the presence of UNP's Harin, SJB's Ajith Pereira and SLPP's Chanaka. Responding to him, Ajith quoted from the Constitution and said the PM and the ministers should govern in the interim. Social media is taking it up from there. Taran Karanagoda says on Facebook that Harin's question about the NPP running the caretaker regime is timely because it refuses to have anything to do with corrupt government politicians. Both Handunetti's answer and Ajith's explanation are not incorrect. The president-elect can dissolve parliament and in the interim, the incumbent cabinet can continue with reduced powers. AKD could even appoint a new PM from the present parliament. Wijeweera or Harini can be named to that position and can function until a no-confidence motion is passed against the position. Even the two can share the cabinet positions, or AKD can retain all. He can appoint ministry secretaries too. Tabling cabinet papers in the interim government is not a question. People elect a president to enforce the powers of the executive, including on national security. So, Harin's question opens the path for a solution, and Ajith made a logical intervention too. But SLPP's Chanaka just looked on like a spectator. Critics say the NPP's upsurge is nothing but probable when the respective campaigns of Ranil and Sajith are in the hands of business dealers. In the meantime, some question if JVP Secretary Tilvin will get involved in running the country. Even if the president is from the NPP, the remote control will remain with the JVP, they say. Eulogies for AKD too. Both Ranil and Sajith have failed to come nowhere near AKD's propaganda campaign. In the meantime, popular and entertaining items such as songs are invading social media. AKD's campaign theme song, Suba Nekathata, Rata Anurata, was launched on the 26th to coincide with the NPP policy manifesto's introduction at Monarch Imperial. That has gone viral now.
Sagini sogini thuran karannata lassana hitakata ratanan wannata
agumunu rata ekamitakata subanakata rata anurata agumunu rata ekamitakata subanakata rata anurata.
Yet another, to feel the pulses, was out this morning. Jana Bala Nayake AKD has been done by a group of youths in Italy. Rajita has become angry by the support AKD is getting from expatriate Sri Lankans. Addressing journalists, he rebuked them very strongly. Last time, AKD wanted to distance religion from politics, but this time he started his campaign after paying homage in Anuradhapura. That too gave him some advantage. He is a changed one now. Patali to be SJB leader after presidential polls. The big topic in the SJB these days is who will be Sajith's PM, Patali, GL or Maduma Bandara. Social media activist Nadisha De Silva says that with several in the SJB eyeing the premiership, that has made a clear disadvantage to that camp. Even the NPP doesn't worry about it too much. A majority of the newfound supporters want to go to Harini, although the viewpoint of the cadre is unclear yet. The matter of the PM is basically relevant to the two sides that claim to have the best team. So, a two-horse race could be expected in the final week. Until the last moment, both the SJB and the NPP will try not to take the matter of the PM seriously. There is big speculation about a Facebook post said to be by Patali's media secretary, Leshan Praboda Widanagamachi, that Patali will be President Sajith's PM. Fact Crescendo inquired into the issue and failed to find anything to support the claim. However, Najith Indica, who first made the claim, shared a YouTube video of a picture of Leshan's FB post. According to one response, the media secretary had in fact shared such a post, but had deleted it later. When contacted, Leshan denied having ever done such a thing. He said legal action would be taken against the persons who spread falsehoods with a doctored picture. He lodged a complaint with the Election Commission and mentioned it on FB too. Anyway, There is talk that Patali is to be the SJB leader after the presidential polls, and he will lead the campaign for the general election. Maybe Sajith thinks of becoming the supreme leader of the party. AKD follows in JR's footsteps. Sajith goes Wijeweera's way. Lucky seems to continue collecting jumping frogs. Jagath Kumara's crossover too is said to be his doing. Sajith has decided to appoint the newcomer as head coordinator of poverty alleviation and Samurdhi. According to reports, Lucky tried his level best to woo 2 state ministers, one from Wijeweera and the other from Uva. Something is bound to happen within days. The SJB is worried by the NPP's increasing popularity and has decided to bring new faces to the fore. So, the hitherto ignored Rohini has got a chance to target the NPP. Media loyal to the SJB gave wide publicity to what she said in Naula Patali yesterday. She said there is a hair's breadth of difference between the NPP's policy manifesto and the 2019 one by govt. It refers to basic requirements and various sectors of the economy. It is not a policy manifesto, but a document of election promises. It is without an approach for a firm national policy, she added. The vital education, health and food security sectors don't get a cohesive strategic approach in the NPP, added Rohini. Many promises that can never be fulfilled have been introduced under a label of actions. It has changed the JVP policies upside down. The JVP admits today that what JR did in 1982 to be correct. It has copied the Reawakening Sri Lanka Manifesto of 2004, as well as the 2015 Good Governance Regimes Programme. However, critics say that while AKD has conceded Reawakening Sri Lanka, the leader of Rohini's party goes in the opposite direction. Which means Sajith has become closer to who Wijeweera was. Anyway, political policies should change, and change for the better. Voters too should do likewise. The 2024 presidential polls decide the fate of all. That's it for today.
The Leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.